And I think it would be good if at the end of this conference something along those lines should also be included if you are planning on preparing a declaration in which you call on the European Parliament to follow up to that human rights report and in fact start to support also in financial terms, not only in political terms, all those that through nonviolence struggle for the affirmation of individual rights, human rights, and of course democracy throughout the world.
Instead of searching for a peaceful solution and for dialogue with legitimate Uyghur representatives, the Chinese government sends more police and army staff to East Turkestan. Furthermore, the Hit Hard campaign was tied up, in the course of which several thousand Uyghurs have been arrested. That's a recipe for disaster. East Turkestan becomes a time bomb, and it's only a question of time when it will explode once again.
The Chinese government's reliance towards East Turkestan resource is quite heavy. Like the percentage of reliance is 40%. So the stability of East Turkestan, the peace in East Turkestan, in fact, it's very important and crucial for both Chinese government as well as other countries, other people surrounding.
3 weeks ago, in Jakarta, Indonesia, the World Movement for Democracy convened its 6th assembly. 600 delegates attended to discuss the theme, Solidarity Across Cultures, working together to achieve democracy. Here was the conclusion of the panel. True democracy building takes at least 2 generations, they all agreed, quoting Václav Havel, reflecting on the 20th anniversary of the Velvet Revolution in Czechoslovakia. The panel continued, in fact, building democracy is a never-ending process.
Response of the international community on China's massacre of the Uyghurs encouraged the Chinese government to go ahead imprison and execute the Uyghurs more. As a result, the Uyghur people were very disappointed by the reaction of the international community. World Uyghur Congress has always been urging the Chinese government to resolve our problem peacefully through negotiation. We are telling the Chinese government to recognize the problem, but the Chinese government has not accepted our offers, but telling us we have the guns, we have the power, we can crack down on the Uyghurs and kill them. By using force, we can stabilize, and July 5th could be an example. Our political leaders throughout our history, they fought for their freedom, for the liberation of East Turkestan, non-stop, and for all the people in East Turkestan. However, still the Chinese government didn't give any peace to the Uyghurs until this very day. But the Uyghur people continued to fight for their freedom, for their democracy, for their human rights. In spite of any kind of crackdown, repression, they never stopped for 1 minute, and they have never lost their hope.
The diaspora Uyghur movement has taken some positive steps for the last decades. We are still at the beginning of long struggle. We must work out our short, intermediate, and long-term objectives and work out our roadmaps to achieve our goals, which is, among other things, freedom, respect for human rights, democracy, and life in dignity for the peoples of Eastern Turkestan.